Alright, Evil Tides of Saltmarsh Moon, also Ghost of Saltmarsh. So I'm running this game as a miniature sandbox. So they don't have the whole of the Sword Coast to explore, just the Great Sea, essentially. Um, Everything is based around Saltmarsh, who was manually inserted into the campaign. Very, very fun and relatively easy way to insert it. Flip the map and all that jazz. Yeah. So the 7 adventures that make up Ghost of Saltmarsh, honestly, a lot of them don't even take place in Saltmarsh. Just the first one. But they provide so much information about Saltmarsh that it makes for a very amazing and interesting hub. So, you know, yeah, why not? From there, they can go up into the lizard marshes to deal with lizard folk. They can go over to Daggerford to deal with, the people that are over there. They can travel down the coast to Orlumbor and help, fight pirates if they wanted to. They could go over to Mintarn and be pirates if they wanted to. They could say, I hate water adventures, even though I signed up for one, and they could go to the Misty Forest or the Trollbark Forest and deal with hags and trolls and evil fae. They could go all in for being pirates and explore the Moonshae Islands, the Sea of Moonshae, the Northernland Islands, the Whalebones. They could do all sorts of cool stuff. If they wanted to, they could go up to Waterdeep, they could go down to Baldur's Gate. All of these things are completely and totally okay with me, because it is a miniature sandbox. Would I be like, yeah, let's run a campaign in Dragonlance after plane shifting there? No, that's not what was advertised. Like, Saltmarsh was advertised, so we at least need to kind of keep the focus there. The problem with a sandbox game, if you've played Skyrim or any of those other sort of open world, open narrative, sandboxy type video games, is your quest log, right? Your quest log starts to get bloated. Now, this is totally, part of the deal, right? Is you're eventually like, I can't do all these quests. I'm just going to do the main story. And you do, and you finish the game. But is everyone like that? You'd be surprised. You ask around, a lot of people are like, yeah, I've never beaten a Grand Theft Auto game, but I own all of them. What? Yeah, I get so distracted with all the side quests and the side missions and just driving around and robbing stuff and doing my own thing. I never actually beat the game. It's like, have you beaten Skyrim? Oh no. I maxed out all the guilds and I did all this other stuff, but I never actually beat the game. Like, the bad guy's like a big dragon, right? Yeah. So here's the thing: as a DM, if you are running a sandbox game, you better have a backup plan if your party decides they're not going to actually do the main narrative of the game. So in Storm King's Thunder, I advertised it as we're playing Storm King's Thunder. It is a sandbox game, but it is a story-based narrative. We are playing through Storm King's Thunder. So it's sandbox in that you could accomplish the mission in many different ways, aka so it's basically just Dungeons and Dragons, but you still have to do that. I made it story-based XP milestones, so they have to hit those milestones to level or they can't progress the campaign. My 2 Saltmarsh games are XP based. They could literally do whatever they want and they will continue to gain levels. Well, when does it end, right? I advertised that the campaigns would play out till a certain level, and that is when the campaigns will end. Does that mean that both campaigns are going to end the same way? Absolutely not. Does that mean that both campaigns will have successfully completed all 7 of the published adventures from the Ghost of Saltmarsh book? Nope. Does it mean that they'll have finished all of the quests from Evil Tides? Nope. Evil Tides was seeded in, and the 7 adventures from Saltmarsh were seeded in. But at its core, it is a miniature sandbox, and I respect whatever decisions the players make. But I have a built-in time limit for the campaign, in that once they get to the predetermined level, I will take whatever narratives are the most interesting and the most impactful to the characters, and I will make that the focus, and that will be how they finish up the campaign. I do not anticipate the Sun Group and the Moon Group ending their campaigns in the same way, because they are 2 totally different groups, and they're doing totally different things. So that should be very interesting to see how that turns out. So I guess this video is just about limiting your sandbox, once again, with communication and expectations. My Storm King Thunder group, they were basically told and agreed, you're going to play through the Storm King's Thunder plotline. That is how you're going to advance and complete this campaign. Whereas my Saltmarsh group was told, y'all gonna adventure around Saltmarsh. And that was really the only big expectation there. There was no greater overarching narrative. Spoilers, there are 3 different big bad evils in the campaign. They are in no way obligated or even powerful enough, I don't think, to take on all 3 of them. So it should be interesting to see which ones they decide to focus on and which ones they go after. Alright, so that's kind of the video. Is if you're doing a any kind of campaign, make sure that you have the expectations set up front. But if you are doing a sandbox campaign specifically, definitely build a system, whether it's milestones based on a narrative that you're trying to push, milestones based on a narrative that your characters are building, or simply an XP system where as they level, you decide at what point the campaign is ready for some closure. So, alright, hopefully this is helpful to you, and I'll catch you next time.